My name is Jesse Gonzales. I'm 65 years old, and I'm a veteran of the Vietnam War. I joined the military in 1964 and got out in 1986. My experience in Vietnam was I was one of the first troops that landed in Vietnam in March. Got wounded several times. Got wounded in 1965, got wounded in 1968, in 1970 I got wounded again. In 1975 I was involved with the evacuation of Vietnam, the last remaining military forces there. I was on a ship, the Enterprise, the carrier, and that remains. My life experience in the military was very harsh after the Vietnam War because the war ended and military was cutting down, but we were still sent in different parts of the world. And a lot of the veterans didn't have, when they got out, to have any kind of medical care or mental evaluation when they were leaving. And we had a lot of veterans who were dealing with post-traumatic stress. And within 5 to 10 years, the Vietnam veteran will basically either go homeless like that, as the veterans today. As the veterans today, they go homeless 90 days after they're out, or suicide before that, even before they even get out. My feeling behind a veteran should not be homeless. A veteran should be forgotten. I just did a burial detail at Rose Hill Cemetery on Welcome Back Vietnam, Welcome Home Vietnam vets on March the 30th. It was the remains of veterans who were homeless. And God bless our country because they went and found the fingerprints of this men, and found out they were veterans. And they were given a ceremony at Rose Hill Cemetery and a honor burial at Riverside, Arlington, following day, which was Thursday. I run into a lot of homeless veterans, and it's very hurt that I have to see that as a veteran like that. Myself, I've been up and down in life and lived well and didn't live well like that. But one thing that brought me to faith during my time in service was my faith in God. And God's always been with me. My first wound in 1965, I was in a coma for 14 months in a Japan hospital. It took me another year to revive that. In 1969, I got back for Quezon, and I was injured again, which it took me 9 months to get healed that. 1970, I got back again. I was injured, and I basically did 3 months recovering that. And 1982, I worked in South America where I got hurt. And that's why I realized that I was not going to be any good for the military anymore. So I got out and went to work with the federal government. And like I said, I have run into a lot of homeless veterans. And I'd like to share this with you. And that night, I did that event in Rose Hills. I heard a pastor talk about his feelings about doing the burials of homeless veterans on the street. And I want to share this. He stated that when he went home to his mother's home, his mother looked at his eyes and said, "Why are your eyes red?" He goes, "Because, Mom." She goes, "Because did any people show up for his funeral?" He goes, "No, Mom." "You mean no family showed up?" He goes, "No." "Did anybody show up?" He goes, "No." He said, "Well, why are you crying?" "Because I showed up to do the ceremony." And it was very, very hurtful to see that. A veteran would be without any fellowship there. And that stuck to me till the next day. Next day here in Pomona, I saw a man go into the trash can. And I asked him, "Can you use some carrots?" And he goes, "Yeah, I can use some carrots." I said, "Can you use a cold drink?" He said, "Yeah." I got him a cold drink and I gave him my carrots. I came back and he said, "Well, God bless you." He says, "Nobody else stopped. They've been telling me to get away from the trash can." He goes, "You know, I'm an Iraq and Afghanistan Marine veteran." He says, I surrendered to the streets 2 years ago." He says, "I have no family. I have no one to help me." He said, "But you stopped here and helped me like that." You know, and I feel that as a Christian, we're always being tested. And I looked at that man and wonder, who is this man like that? You know, his pride, he had no pride and say, I have pride not to stick my hand in to eat. He was eating. As a Christian, I look at myself and wonder, how many trash cans did I look in and try to have that hunger for more of God coming in my heart like that, you know? So, like I said, as a veterans, I have seen my ups and downs like that, you know? And I would like to say that this time that I don't think our president understands that our veterans needs to be taken care of. Their families need to be taken care of. Because you know what? We are human beings also. We're not hatched out of eggs. We don't come out of walls and machines as the veterans, you know? And if the president was to be here right now, I would get on my knees and tell him, please, you know, protect our armed forces by letting the military run the war, not political paperwork. Because since our military had military, Army of Defense, and the Army and the Navy of Defense ran the war, we have never lost a war. Since the political government's been in there, we lost every war. As a Vietnam vet, I would like to say I didn't lose the war. The politicians lost the war. It's like a President Johnson said one day on the radio and TV, I will never send American boys to fight Asian boys. Well, when he said that, my brother of 29 years old was killed in Vietnam. And our government didn't even inform us that he was killed. I had to watch a TV special on CBS to find out that he was killed in Vietnam.
So your message to the government, what do you want them to know about the plight of homeless veterans?
I would like to tell the government, wake up. There's too many veterans out there and their families sleeping in cars. There's too many families losing their house. I heard a man the other day, no, actually 3 men got reactivated. They were under that 10 years commissioned to stay in the military, and they're being activated back. They're losing their homes and their cars. And our government is not doing anything to stop that. And I said, Mr. President, wake up, please, like that. We are veterans. We don't ask for help. We gave you help. Our freedoms in 1775, when the Army and the Marine Corps and Navy was established, we've been out there as citizens fighting for this country and freedom for this country. You're giving us away to every other country like that. Please wake up, Mr. President. Amen.